Hi guys, it's Ben here from T-Rex Space Station, and Happy New Year to everybody! This is going to be a little bit different. I've bought myself a New Year treat. As though I've not got enough things for Christmas to play with, I've gone and got myself a Raspberry Pi. And this is the new edition. This is the Pi Model 3, version B. So I thought it might be nice to unbox it and have a look at what you get inside. This was actually an official starter kit that I ordered from Amazon, and it comes with various things that you might want, well, to help you set up and get started, really. There's no scissors and things like that here. I'm just going to go for a good old-fashioned tearing. I don't know what you guys are like with your Christmas presents, but I've never been one for neatly opening the packaging. I always like to just yank it open. That's part of the fun, isn't it? Oh, it's going to need a bit of a wrench. There we are. God, they've wrapped the bloody thing. Well, there's a sign of daylight. Here we go. Well, it feels like there's quite a lot of bits and bobs in here. Okay, so here we've got the Raspberry Pi, EU and UK power supply, and a micro USB cable, which is an essential thing to have. Now, I'm not very good with my technical gadgetry, I must admit. I'm not very good with practical things either, but I'm sure I will. I'll get there. So yeah, standard power adapter, micro USB. All right, fine. Yeah, I know that people have customized their cases and things like that and made their own and whatever else, but I thought it'd be good just to get a standard case, stop not faff around. It's quite it really is remarkably small, isn't it? It's amazing how small these devices are. One of my big issues is the fact that I just don't have that much space at the moment, and every new acquisition leads to more and more space being taken. But no one need know that I've bought another system. This is so small I could stow it away somewhere. That's quite a nice, neat little case, that really. Got a power slot there, got a HDMI slot, and you've got a sound slot or something like that. Yeah, beautifully small. And here is the main thing, the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. I think the thing that separates this from some of the other models is the fact that your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are built in, which may make things a bit easier. Let's see if we can get this open. We've got a safety guide. Let's promptly ignore that. How dangerous can this thing be? We've got a quick start guide. This might be useful. This is where someone like me really needs to pay attention. You probably can't even see that, can you? But yeah, we'll take a look at that in a minute, I think. Shall I have a look at the actual real thing? So we've got a micro SD card here, 16 gigabytes, and the little thing that you put it in, the SD card that you put it in. I should be able to use that straight off the bat because the MacBook Pro has got an SD slot in it. Comes in a neat little pouch, look at that, that's cute. Dare I take it out? Am I slightly afraid of cocking it up? And here it is in all its glory. Beautiful little chip, isn't it? We've got a HDMI slot there. And this one's got 4 USB slots and an Ethernet port, which I probably won't use. Actually, I'll use the built-in Wi-Fi. But it's remarkable how small this is and things you can do with it. Now, why did I get one of these? Well, because I want to essentially use RetroPie. I want to make a little retro game. I'm going to rest that on there instead of faffing around with it. I want to make a retro gaming system. My Mega Drive has got a bit of a dodgy RGB out slot, and it doesn't hook up very well to LCD TVs and all of this other stuff. Even when it does hook up well, I've got a problem with jail barring on it. It's an old system. It's not one of the better graphic model Mega Drives, I don't think. And I'm just annoyed by it. I want something small that I can just plug into my TV. I can play my old games on emulators on it. And I really think the RetroPie is a great setup, a great way of doing that, to be honest with you. I should be able to store loads of Mega Drive games on there. And, you know, there are other ways of doing that, yeah. I could have got myself... Well, I could have just played Mega Drive games on the Wii. But I want to use the actual controller, that's the important thing for me. So, I think this is going to be a fun project setting up. And I'm going to put a load of Mega Drive games on there, and probably other systems, and play away. And it will be a way of me still... Well, you know, if you're using a ROM, but you're using the pad, it kind of feels close to the real thing. I know it's not the same because you've not got the cartridges. And I was thinking about getting a Retron 5, but this costs £50 for all of this stuff. The Retron 5 is like 160, maybe 100 if you get it second hand and you're lucky. So I thought this was a good compromise. So I'm going to go and put it together and maybe show you what it looks like shortly. Okay, so I've managed to install the RetroPie software onto the system, and this is the emulation station. As you can see, it's a really nice graphical interface that you have here. And I've managed to install a few ROMs onto a USB stick that I've put in there. And obviously they're all games that I own, there's no pirating going on. So let's check out how some of the games look. This really is a great way of playing retro games on my LCD TV, because my actual original Mega Drive is looking very ropey these days. It's all looking a bit... I got jail bar effects and all sorts of other issues, and I've just been sick of messing around with it. And one of the things that I really like about this software is the fact that they've provided a large number of shader options. The one that I'm really impressed with is the one that you can see here, which is the CRT shader. It just makes everything look like you're playing it on an old CRT, and it's brilliant. I really do love the way that everything looks. The frame rate is brilliant, everything plays smoothly. It just feels like playing a Mega Drive. Initially I did have quite a few issues with my USB inputs for my Mega Drive pads. I had to buy myself probably a slightly higher quality set of USB inputs to play the games using the original pads. But now that I've bought that, all of the pads that I have work really well. I did actually read online that the Pi system can be a little bit tetchy and temperamental with some of the Mega Drive USB inputs, but no, it's actually absolutely fine now. So let me pause the game and use the other pad just to show you the menu. So you have this quick menu available, and there's actually a lot of different things you can customize with the games in terms of the ratio, resolution, all those different kind of things, how many hertz you want your refresh rate and stuff. But I tend to use the quick menu, and you've got this list of shader presets here. There's quite a few different ones. I actually have found that I really just simply like only to use one, which is the this CRT one. But you can see there's a massive number of things you can do. Of course, you can do save states, which is pretty easily. You just make some hotkeys to use those. Obviously, it's slightly difficult to do that on the 3-button Genesis pad, but yeah, you can do it. And there are shortcuts to exit the games, going back to the menu. So, I mean, as you can see, everything looks really nice. Shall I show you a different? Let me show you a different Mega Drive game, just so you get the idea. What shall I pick? Let's go for Truxton. It was an absolute classic game. And you can customize how each game will start up, or you can make general settings for all the games. And I've actually made general settings for most of my, well, certainly for the Mega Drive games. Oops, does the bomb straight away. So they all start with the CRT shader instantly loaded, so I don't have to faff around. But you can do individual ones if you want to. I think that as a package, it's one of the more impressive emulators that I've used. This really. The shaders just make such a big difference. Really does just look beautiful and plays really nicely. Gotta love me a bit of Truxton. It's a bloody hard game though. I certainly use the save states on this. So the save states, actually you can map them to whatever button you want. So I've got it mapped as select and right button here on the Xbox pad. So that just did it there. So you actually don't have to break up the gameplay. And then I just tap select and left button to load. And actually I've been finding that using save states actually helps me enjoy my original Mega Drive games a lot more. You can get a chance to practice the games on here before you go back to the system, or to, you know, have a bit more time to get past some of the hard parts, because, you know, Mega Drive games are actually can be brutally difficult at times. And actually I think that my experience of my own Mega Drive, my original Mega Drive games, is enhanced a lot by using these emulators and save states. Now, one of my favourite things about this package is just how amazing the Game Boy emulators look. This really does look like you're playing an original Game Boy. It's amazing. I love they've got the colours pretty much exactly how they should be. I may need to tweak the settings a little bit on this. I could possibly get it to look a little sharper. But I've already played through Super Mario Land once because I couldn't get over how beautiful it looked. This game's always been a bit special for me, and certainly playing some of my Game Boy games on the big screen is a thing that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm really impressed by this emulator. I think it's a Gambit emulator that it uses, which I haven't used before on my PC, but I'm just super impressed with it. It does respond as well as if you're playing a Game Boy, and just it seems to handle increasing the resolution really well. You can increase the display resolution and also the rendering resolution, so there's upscaling options there, and I just find that you can really tailor it to look beautiful if you want to. Anyway, I could really easily just end up wasting an hour playing this again. Well, not an hour, actually, the game's really short, but you know what I mean. Maybe we'll go to the end of the level. If you want to skip through, it's not that hard to do, actually, this game. You really can blast through it. Oh, and he's missed the flipping. I'm saying that it's an easy game, and I'm constantly fecking it up. There we go. The music in this game is just amazing. Oh, I've actually gone off screen. There we are. Will he get the bonus 3 lives? Oh, you don't want to watch that, do you? Let's go out. I guess I'll just show you briefly the PlayStation emulator, which I thought also looked very good quality. To me, it looked, you know, excellent. And again, there's a lot of options for resolution and screen size and all those other things. This is Speed Freak series, a game that I used to love back in the day. Well, I may need to change the resolutions a bit here. Has it crashed? No, it's not crashed. Anyway, I'm not going to mess around too much with that, but you can imagine that you can do various different. Maybe I should try and change it. Where would it be? Settings. Then I guess video. There's different options. You can set the aspect ratio if you want. Let's go try 16:9. Shouldn't look too bad with PlayStation. This is a great little kart-based racing game that I used to love back in the day. You forget how long everything took to load on the PS1, don't you, sometimes? Here we are. Let's see if we can start this bad boy. Yeah, whoever it is. I mean, it's a fantastic looking PS1 emulator, I've got to say. Everything that I've tried on it so far has ran really well. So I'm just really impressed with this. I think this, you know, people have been paying a lot of money for the NES Classic unflexible system that has now been hacked. And I was tempted by that stuff too, and I just thought, actually, you know what? You know how to get a better bang for your buck? Is to actually go and get something like this with much more versatility. It's equally as small, if not smaller. And it's really, really useful to have a tiny little system hooked up. It's transportable. It's just brilliant. I'm just really impressed with it. I think this is the solution that I was looking for how to play my retro games on the TV without... Oh gosh, I've got stuck between the... On the TV without sort of breaking the bank, really. I mean, I know that the real way to do it is to hook the original systems up and get a Frame Meister, which costs hundreds of pounds. I've literally spent 50 quid here. Maybe a little bit more with the some of the USB inputs, but 50 quid. And for such a good little piece of kit, it's amazing. So yeah, I'm really pleased with it. And maybe I'll be using it to do some YouTube videos in the future. So definitely worth checking out, guys, if you fancy something to set up emulators on. Take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Let's finish the lap. There we go. Yeah, see you guys.